Hi guys, so today I want to show you source code analysis, right, on our backend code. So here is our backend code made of Java. If you check here, you can see pom.xml. There is a pom.xml here. So we are actually going to be using SonarQube to evaluate, because if you check the last stuff that I walked you guys on a dependency check, I want you guys on dependency check. So this time I'm going to be looking at SonarQube, so that we can actually see how we can run code analysis using SonarQube, right? Before we can dive deeper into understanding the code SonarQube and some of the components that we need to implement, right? So we look at the structure of SonarQube, right? So what is the structure? Let us look at the structure of SonarQube, because we need to really understand the structure of SonarQube. Okay, so when we look at the structure of SonarQube, so we have SonarQube in different version. We have SonarQube Server as a developer version, we have the enterprise version, and we also have the community version. So I'm going to be using community version in this case. So here is the SonarQube ecosystem. We have the system properties, where we have the Sonar, right? So there we also have the web component. We have the ElasticSearch. We have the compute engine, right? We have the ElasticSearch database. Then we have SonarQube database as well. So this is a standard database. So if there is no external database, you can use the flat database. When we talk about production, then we can think of establishing or deploying a live or external database, right? So here is our Sonar Scanner. So Sonar Scanner is different from the SonarQube. Yes, the SonarQube is the main server, while the Sonar Scanner is the component that will help us to perform the scanner, right? So the scanner can be in anywhere, it can be externally, but you need the credential of the Sonar server to perform the scan, right? So the scan can be done through our system or anywhere, but we are going to be implementing that on our pipeline, right? So as to scan our pipeline when codes have been deployed to our repository, right? So you can see that from the entrance to the SonarQube, we can enter the SonarQube through the web UI, right? We can enter the SonarQube through web, so through the web component. So the web component handles the graphical user interface, that is the GUI, and also through the API. So that is actually where we can interact with the SonarQube. So for us being the users, we can interact with SonarQube through the UI, right? Through the browser, while our Git action will perform the scan through the REST API. So for us, after the scan and the generating of the report, so the report will be pushed to database, so that we can go and visualize all the scans, right? So that is actually how the components work. The next, I will just show you about the we are going to be deploying the SonarQube server right now. So here is my AWS. I'm going to be just provisioning an instance, so I'm going to call it Sonar server, right? Source code analysis, right? So, and then I'm choosing Ubuntu should be what I'm going to be using, and I will be using, because that the SonarQube have a lot of components, especially this Elasticsearch. It requires a lot of memory to perform this operation, and if you are going to be working for production, it's best to use a bigger server, because there are a lot of endpoints that you're going to be evaluating, right? So we are going to be selecting. So for this now, I'm going to be selecting T2 medium, right? So T2 medium, which is like 4 GB RAM and then 2 CPU. All right, so I'm going to be selecting T2 medium. So I have a key here. I'm going to be selecting the key, and then I'll also come to security group. I have created already a security group. I'm going to be selecting this security group, and then I'm coming here, the storage, I'm going to give it like 20 gig storage, right, for use. And then what next? Nothing else. Okay, so look at this. The reason why we are selecting what we are taking is because the database, which is the Postgres database we're going to be deploying, will still be running in the same server. All right, all the components will still be there as well. So that's why we are trying to use a bigger server like T2 medium. All right, so right now we just click to launch the instance, right? So we just click to launch the instance, so we can click to see the instance, and then how the instance is doing. Okay, we can see that the instance is actually going right now. Let's go back here and see the instance state. I can just search instance state. No, not instance state, just the instance state. Yes, instance state equal to running. This one running actually. I just terminated the other one, so just want instant running. So we want to have this, so this one is actually running right now, and you can see it. So what we need to do is just to connect to the instance, and then we can perform some actions on that. So I'm going to be using web UI to perform the action, right? So web UI, because if I tend to use the mobile external, it's going to dull me. So so now there on my server, you can see. So what are the things that I need to do right now? I just need to install Docker and Docker Compose, right, to perform this operation. So I need to first of all sudo apt update my server, and then I also need to perform sudo apt, all right, upgrade, right? So when I'm done with this upgrade and update, I also want to install sudo apt, right, install docker.io and docker compose, right, and I'll put -y so that it can perform this operation without asking me. The same thing, I have to put that as well on the side of the update. So you can see these are the 3 commands that I need to perform, so I don't want to waste my time. So you can see the double and here is used to separate different commands. Like you can literally run 5 different commands at the same time, right? So I can just hit it, it will start running. All right, so you can see the stuff is running currently. Let's just wait a little for it to complete. Perfect. So we are there. So let us check. We'll do cat. Okay. The sudo docker ps to check. You can see Docker is installed, but we need to make sure that our system can, the user which we have, who am I? You are Ubuntu, but Ubuntu doesn't have permission, so we need to give Ubuntu permission, because it do Docker ps. You can see it doesn't have permission to perform this operation. You can see Ubuntu doesn't have permission, so I need to give Ubuntu permission by doing sudo apt sudo user mode -a capital G. The current user is Ubuntu. So sorry, oh man. So like this, I'll put Docker in front, Docker, then because sudo su-ubuntu. So I am there again. So I now do docker ps. You can see that Ubuntu have permission right away. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is to make a directory. I'm going to make a directory called SonarQube, right? So this is a directory called SonarQube, and I'm going to go into the directory called SonarQube. So inside the directory called SonarQube, right? So this is where I'm going to create a file called nano docker compose.yaml, right? So this is the file I'm going to be creating. So but I have already prepared my docker YAML. So this is my docker YAML, docker. So there are components that I need here. The first component that I need to install, right, because I am telling you this is a production graded SonarQube, right? Production graded what? SonarQube. So the first thing I'm meant to do is to install like a reverse proxy. Okay, so a reverse proxy. Okay, so if I try to explain that a little, let me just explain that a little. So so the reverse proxy is going to be in front, right? So this is going to be reverse proxy. Then we also have the reverse proxy is going to be here. We will have the Nginx. This is a Nginx reverse proxy. Then we have the let encrypt daemon. Let encrypt daemon, right? Yes, this is let encrypt daemon. So we have let encrypt daemon, right? We have let encrypt right daemon here. So after let encrypt, we also have the SonarQube will be here. SonarQube will be here. Then we'll now have the database. The database will be here, right? The database here. So how the connection goes is that this is going to connect to this, right? And this is also going to be connecting to this, right? And this is going to be connecting to this. So every person that want to access this thing, we need to access it. Anybody that want to access this SonarQube need to access it from this Nginx reverse proxy. And then we will have our cloud, we have our DNS, right? So we will have our domain. So domain is going to be connecting, right? So domain is going to be connecting to this as well. So anybody that want to come with literally go to the domain, then the domain will redirect them to the Nginx, the reverse proxy. Then the reverse proxy will redirect them to SonarQube. So what we have here is this guy is going to help us to manage the certificate, right? Like the certificate manager, right? So that is what this guy is going to help us to achieve. It's going to create a certificate for us. So the certificate is what we are going to apply to the Nginx, and then because we are not going to be accessing in SonarQube direct. We are not going to be accessing SonarQube direct, right? Because for production base, this SonarQube need to be private, right? So it's going to be only be accessed from the Nginx side, right? And this is going to be for our let encrypt for our certificate. Okay, so if we are going by that, let me bring my my code. So here is the Nginx, right? The Nginx proxy. So the Nginx proxy is going to be using image called Nginx Proxy latest. That is what it's going to be using. And then this is the container name Nginx Proxy, and I label it git proxy.nginx is true, and then the port number is going to be using port 80 and port 443, right? Then for volume, and I'm mounting some volumes. The first volume is for certificate, right? Nginx SAT to Nginx to etc Nginx SAT. Then coming down to the host, look at it here, and there is share. This is where we are going to be hosting the web URL. Then coming down to the let encrypt daemon, the let encrypt daemon is going to help us to perform some action. So it's going to help us to generate a certificate, like digital certificate, right? Digital signet, digital certificate from let encrypt, right? So that is what it's going to help us to achieve, and it's going to depend, and this let encrypt is going to be dependent on Nginx Proxy. So if Nginx Proxy is deployed, then this let encrypt will now work, all right, will now run. Without the Nginx Proxy, right, it won't come up. So after this are finished, then we will map it to this. This is the email address I'm using to certify it, to generate the certificate, right? Then coming to the SonarQube, which is the main SonarQube server. Here is the main SonarQube server, and it's going to be depending on the database. That is the database, right? So it's depending on the database. The database need to come up first. Now if you come down to the database here, you can see we are using Postgres database here for making the data persistent, right? So look at it here. So it's going to be Postgres 15. So the database is going to be SonarQube DB, right? And the username is going to be Sonar. The password is, the username is going to be Sonar for the database as well. So for the database to be persistent, we need to have a volume here, right? So this is the volume we need. So the volume is going to be in this location /lib/var/lib/postgres, right? And then these are the list of the volumes that we have. All right, so I'm going to be making this document. I'll make it available for you guys to access. For those paste it. Okay, so let's go up a little and see if there is everything is synced. Okay, so this is not syncing, this one. So I will just arrange this one. I'll just arrange this one. Perfect. Okay, so let me check for any other one that need to sync. Yeah, this one is not syncing. Perfect. This one is not syncing. All right, let me sync it. All right, thank you. So it's not syncing. Let me see if there is any other one. All right, so this, the label is not syncing. Perfect, it's syncing now. All right, let's check. Is there any other one that is not syncing? All right, so everything is good, guys. So what we are going to do now is to bring up the system. Let me save it. Okay, and remember that system ctl status docker is running. Okay, you can see our docker is running. Perfect. Okay, so what we need to do now is to do what? To bring up the but before we bring it up, right, we need to first of all create a DNS. And if you check well from my configuration, we have that the domain that we are tends to use here is called the, look at the domain, right? We have a domain called sca.secsphairelab.com. So I have this domain, right, in the, I purchased this domain here, but I kind of connected it to Cloudflare. All right, why I connected it for personal reasons, because I want to use Cloudflare for my home lab, for my cybersecurity home lab. So I will add this SCA, right? It's going to be like this, SCA. So but what am I going to put here is the public IP address of the instance, which is this one. The public IP address is what I'm going to be adding here. So I'm going to go here and then put that, okay, and put that. So did I need proxy? I don't need proxy here, so I will disable it and then I'll add it. Look at it here, it's fine, because this thing is what you need to put. So this is going to be pointing to this, okay, it's pointing to this. I'm saving it. All right, perfect. So these have been saved. So what I'm going to be doing right now is just that I need to go to the DNS checker and confirm that this thing is SCA, that this thing is running. Oh man, I need to like confirm that SCA dot domain is connecting to that. You can see is what 18224.7573.88. okay, let us confirm Perfect, it's okay. And have it synchronized? Yes, it has synchronized. Okay, it remains like 2 to sync. It remains 2 to sync. Let me refresh it again and try it once more. Okay, let's try it one more. Scan it. Let us scan it. Okay, we are seeing that it's syncing right now. Okay, it still remains just 1 to sync. I think we are good here. Let's try it out right now. I think it is go. Okay, so what we have to do now is to deploy the instance, deploy the stuff. But before we deploy the stuff, we still need to create a directory, or we may leave it, no need. So we just have to create a just deploy by typing what? Docker compose up -d, because it needs to be running in what? In detach mode. Alright, so you can see that the Docker and everything is running currently. So it's now deploying everything. As you can see, it's deploying everything right away. So we'll just wait and see. Let it complete the deployment. So this is now installing pulling the SonarQube. It's pulling the SonarQube community version and then installing. Postgres have completed already. The certificate manager have already run. Let's just wait a little for it to complete. So guys, before you run it, you must make sure that this is already done. Okay, so I need to just do docker ps and confirm that everything is fine. So I need to check the log from this guy. I need to check the log and know that it's fine. So I just do docker log nginx le and see. All right, I think the certificate have been generated. You can see the certificate have been generated and the certificate is stored in this location. Perfect, you can see it here. All right, so right now we can literally go to this browser and then access SonarQube. Now you can literally go to this browser and access SonarQube. Copy this URL and go here, paste it. So enter. It needs to connect us to SonarQube. Guys, our SonarQube is now starting. And if you check the security, the certificate, you check the certificate right now, you can see that the certificate is what? Let's encrypt. Perfect. Let's encrypt. Right? So let's encrypt. Perfect. So our SonarQube is actually starting. The SonarQube server is actually starting. Right? Let's just give it a little time to complete, because everything is just deployed right away. We can as well check the SonarQube, docker ps. You can see this is our SonarQube here, so we can check the SonarQube log, docker logs SonarQube, and we can see that SonarQube is actually starting. Look at it here, it's actually starting. Look at it. So it's up, the process is up now, it's operational. SonarQube is operational. SonarQube is operational. All right, let's go back again and we can see that it's now giving us the login is what? Admin. Okay, then when we try to log in, it will now ask us to put our own name. Admin is the old password, and I'll put the password, my private password. Alright, so I've updated it now. I'm logging in. Okay, so here is this is the current latest SonarQube, right? This is the current latest SonarQube. Okay, so now that we are in SonarQube, we can literally go and see, go to this administrative account. You go to administrative account, and if you come down to this is our administrative account, and then we can check some things here. When we click on this administration, we come to system, we can see those things that I was just talking about. First of all is the system, right? Then we have the web UI, compute engine, and ElasticSearch, which is the search engine. So the search engine is called ElasticSearch. It's this component I was talking about. I was talking about ElasticSearch, right? This is the search engine. ElasticSearch, this one is called the search engine, right? Then we have the web UI. So this is the web UI. Yes, this is the web UI. Then we have the compute engine, which is this one. Compute engine is here. Compute engine, right? Perfect. Then finally we have the Sonar engine, which is this one. Sonar, which is the main engine, right? So we have it here as the main system, and the status is up, is perfectly running well. All right, so why we will not have database here is because database is a separate entity. We have it here, separate entity, right? And if you go down to the database, the server side, and check Docker PS, you'll see that database is running on its own. Look at here. All right, so that is all about this. So the next thing we are going to do is to create a we need to do is that we need to use SonarQube to scan this our code. Okay, so I have this code here already. So this is my backend code, right? So this is my backend repository. This is my backend repository. So what I need to do here is that I need to perform some run my SonarQube's analysis, right? So if you check the last video I did was on open OWASP dependency check, but here is my SonarQube. All right, so this is my SonarQube. So this is a SonarQube code side. So the SonarQube's code side is going to first of all install Java JDK file 17 version, and then run this particular action. So, and again, we also need the API token from the OWASP, from the NVD. I've showed you how to get the NVD key, that is National Vulnerability Database key, right? You can just get it from here by coming down here and type what? NVD API key request. So if you type it, it will give you something like this. Then you can fill this information and accept this agreement, then submit. They will send it to you through email. All right, so that's for that literally. So I will try now to this is the scanner this is Sonar scanner. So the Sonar scanner will require us to provide this information. So these are the literal information we need to provide. Something like the company's organizational name. The application that we want to scan right now is the backend, the bank backend application. We can call it main bank app backend. All right, and the source code that we need to evaluate is this one. And then finally is the what after we have built, this is where it's going to be stored. Then there's something called Jacoco, right? What's Jacoco literally? So Jacoco is Java code coverage. Jacoco called Java code coverage. Java code coverage. All right. So Java code coverage is for us to cover the codes, because developers need to prepare what called the test cases. So we use it to cover all the test cases that the developers have already prepared. And for us to implement that, we need to implement it on the form.xml. So we have to add a plugin, Jacoco plugin. Look at it here, Jacoco plugin. That's why I added the plugin at the initial design in my pipeline. I added it there. I added the Jacoco, which is this location. This is the Jacoco plugin. This Jacoco plugin is for testing. And when we perform Marvin clean test, is going to perform Jacoco testing, and our SonarQube will capture it, okay, and then perform the operation. So what we need to do now is to go and create an administrative key by going to my key, and then I need to click on the security. Yes, under the security I need to generate a token, right? I click on generate a token. So the name of the token should be Git Action token, right? So I need it to be a global tax analysis token. So I need it to stay for 30 days. Is okay, anyhow you want to give it. So I get the token, I will get the token. So and now we go to my pipeline. Now pipeline settings, I will locate this environmental variables, which is this one. I will get action, and I will go back down to this place. I've already added it before, but I have to edit it again, add the token here, and I will update it. All right, so sorry guys, I use the password instead to. All right, so I just saved it, right? Then the next thing is a SonarQube URL. So here is my SonarQube URL. I need it as well, so I will also add it as well here. SonarQube URL, I'll add it here, right? Perfect, save it. Okay, so I'm good. So our SonarQube, our pipeline will get this information, and then being able to do what, perform the operation, right? So it's going to generate the report and then scan. So let us now push the code to our pipeline to perform operations. So this is going to be performing git add, git commit, SonarQube added, and then git push to SecOps branch. So I will just push the code. So now that I push the code, I can just check my git action pipeline, and I can see that the pipeline already has started. So the OWASP dependency check has started running. Then after OWASP dependency check have completed, so SonarQube will start its own work. So let's refresh. Okay, so this guy have already completed, which is this guy have completed. So we are now looking at SonarQube. SonarQube is now scanning. So we just give it a little time to see how the whole thing will go. Okay guys, before we push this code, right, there's something called SonarQube benchmark, yes, or baseline, right? Baseline. So SonarQube baseline is like our definition of our we call it a SonarQube quality gate. All right, so quality gate definition is telling us what are our baseline or our benchmark. All right, so before we can be able to evaluate any code, we need to have some benchmark. Some benchmark will define how the code, some benchmark will define how what are the things we need to allow and the things we don't need to allow. Okay, so we can just come here and create a new SonarQube quality gate. Okay, I can just type here SonarQube quality gate so you can get more clarity on the SonarQube quality gate. So SonarQube quality gate, see what it is. SonarQube quality gate is what? So they say is actually is a set of defined condition that a project must meet to consider releasable, right? So for it to consider it releasable, it serves as a pass or fail checkpoint based on the quality metrics for a code analysis such as code coverage, vulnerabilities, and code smell. So we need to set one. So first of all, we need to create our own, because by default, this is their own default, which is currently having code coverage and duplicate line, which is not even good enough. So we have to create a new one. We can call it what? Main bank back and quality gate, right? Quality gate. So I created it. So but I need to add some. I've created already. So these are some of the metrics. So we have new code, and we also have the overall code. So I'm going to be running only new code for now. So what I'm going to do is to add up this whole thing. So we can check for issues. Is there any issues in our code? Is there any security hotspot, coverage, duplicate line? So but I need to like unlock editing so that I can add more conditions. Like come here, I add more conditions. So what are the conditions that I can add? For under coverage, I can add condition coverage or condition coverage, and then I say less than. It must be lesser than the 2. Okay, perfect. I add the condition. I can add another one under maintenance. I can add maintenance rating. I can add the duplicate line. I said the duplicate line must be greater than. It must be greater than. If it's greater than 5, I'll fail it. If it's greater than duplicate line, if it's greater than 5, I will fail it. Okay, so I may add other things like under issues. So if you have high priority severity issues, yes, let me add. If you have something like low priority value of issue is greater than, if it's greater than, let's say 5 again, I'll still fail it. Okay, so I'll add another one again. I'll add the under maintenance rate. Yes, I'll add maintenance rate. So it must be A. Maintenance rate must be A. So I can add other things. I can add reliability issues. Reliability issues is if it's greater than 1, I'll fail it. Okay, the reliability issue more like that bug. So I will add security hotspot. Okay, security issues. I'll add security issues. So these are some of the benchmark I'm adding now. So I'll add the last one. So if I have something like a security review rating, I say it must be A. Okay, so these are some of the benchmark that I have already added. So now I'm just going to be running my pipeline now. So I'll push my code. Right away. Okay, I'll push my code and then see it perform. So I'll push my code. Alright, so I'll go back to my pipeline. So I will check my pipeline. But here under this, I need to make this U1 the default. I need to make it the default, right? So I'll come here and set it as default. Perfect. So that it will run as default. So it's now running. Let me check. Okay, this one is done, completed. So our SonarQube is now actually working. So let's wait for it to complete the action. So these are the conditions we are setting. One is what? The issue security hotspot. You can actually go and study this and know actually what they are, right? Because these are what you use to evaluate the code, so that the developers will actually follow. And sometimes your CTO or your security team are the ones that is going to give you this benchmark. So because for your code to evaluate or your code to consider compliance, it must pass these benchmarks. Okay, so I'm actually trying to scan it all. I'm actually scanning it all now. Okay, so it's now downloading some signatures from the from NVD, so we can use that signatures to scan these vulnerabilities, because our NVD is actually the database managed from NVD website. This is actually where we are downloading these security signatures. So the security signatures we are going to be using to evaluate our code. Remember that we got a request from them, the API request, requested for API key, which they gave us, and we actually using it to scan, to download those things. I'm using it to scan the code. So the report is what we now be forwarding to the SonarQube server to evaluate. Okay, so if you come here, we can see that this, what is actually happening now is the Git action is actually working, after which it will connect with the web UI and scan, after which it will upload these to the database. So from the database we can actually fetch it and search it and see it from our web UI after the scan. So let's just wait a little for this completion. Okay, we have completed the download, so it's now actually exploiting the vulnerabilities from this site. So you can see it's updating and it's now scanning. So it's also going to get that remember our quality gate. The quality gate we are using is main bank app, right? It's what it's going to check. So let us see when it will get the quality gate. I think it already built it. So let's see the quality gate. Okay, MVD scanned. Let's check the quality gate from here. The project, it has scanned. What the quality gate? The quality gate is here. All right, look at it here. Okay, the quality profile. It has scanned for the quality profile. Let's check for quality gate. I think it will also import the quality gate. May not see it here. We may not see it. Okay, everything is completed. So let's go back to the server and actually check. So here is our project. You can see this is our pipeline, and then if we see, it says pass. It says pass, right? Let's open it right away. We open it right away. We can see it is saying pass, right? Then if you check here, we can see all the reports. These are the reports. Now let me check. Let me check the overall code. So this is the overall code, right? So this is the overall code. So it is scanning for the security. You gave it A, reliability A, and the code coverage is this 6.2% on this coverage. So you can see, so we can literally edit our quality gate. You can see, if you want, you can edit the quality gate if you want. So for code coverage, you can increase it to 90, but it's okay like this. It's okay. So this is how we can do this. So the last thing I need to do is to show how to download reports, because what about if you want to communicate the reports to your developers or send the report as a PDF file? How do you go about it? So what we do is that we go to this site and type CNES Sonar report Java, right? So this is the place we will go to, this release, this place. Then when we go here, we can see this is the Sonar CNES report. So what we do is we have to download this. So right click on copy the link. We go to the server, right? We go to the server. Remember, when I check this, I have a file called SonarQube plugin. I'll go into that folder called SonarQube plugin, and then I'll use what sudo wget, and I'll paste that thing that I want to download. I'll download it into that location. So here it is. It's here. Okay. So what we need to do is now check docker ps, right? We need to restart this SonarQube. We need to restart the SonarQube. We now do sonar docker restart SonarQube. Okay, so docker restart SonarQube. Okay, so we are now restarting the SonarQube. So try to refresh it now. We try to refresh it now. You see the SonarQube is unavailable, but we need to wait till it comes up. Let's do docker logs sonar -f, and see it's actually coming up. We can see the SonarQube is actually coming up. So we just have to wait a little for it to finally come up. It's coming up. So let's refresh again. Let's refresh. Okay, SonarQube is now loading. Okay, it's starting. So that plugin that we installed, this is the plugin we just installed from this SonarQube report. We just installed this plugin. So this plugin, this is how this work. Maybe later you can go and look at it later. But SonarQube is also telling us that this may be vulnerable. So it depends what you want, but make sure that this is safe. So I'm going to put the admin and my password. Then I will do what? Login. So if I now log in, you can see it's telling me installation of plugin. Yes, a plugin is about to be installed. A plugin has been detected. Okay, it's telling me is risk for me. Yes, if I say I understand the risk involved, right? So I just installed the plugin. Okay, so the plugin I just installed is for us to create what? To download, to generate a report, because we need to give our report, right, to the security teams or to the developers to review, right? Sometimes they may not have the chance to come here and be checking these things, right? Though you can create user account for them and all that, right? But you still need to have a way to get a report. Okay, so that's actually why we come here. So how can we see that plugin that we installed? So the plugin is here. Remember that our plugin is in this location. The plugin is here, which is this sonar report, blah blah blah. So if you come down to this place and go to more, click it, you see this CNES report. If you click it, then we can now select the project we are working on, which is this project. Which branch? Main branch, English. If you want to change it to any language, French, you can change to French and English. The administrator is the user that want to get it. So what do we want to generate actually? We want to get the doc that is Microsoft Word doc. Want to get XML, CSV and all that. So I just want to all this. I'll say generate. So it will generate a file, but that file will be in a zip file. Yeah, I think so. It will be in a zip file. It's now generating it. You can see it is downloading to my system. So I'll open it and locate where it's been downloaded. So this is the place where it's been downloaded. So I'll copy it, I'll cut it, right, and I'll put it inside this my new folder, this place. I'll put it here and then I'll paste it. Okay, so I have to unzip it. Let me unzip it. Unzip, yes, unzip it here. After which I zip this file, unzip it. Alright, so I just unzip the file now. So you can see these are the files I just unzipped, and these are the Microsoft Word format of it. Okay, so I can just open it, double click to open it. Right, it's coming up. Alright, it's coming up. Okay, so this is the file. I can see the main bank app backend. Okay, so that's the report. You can see it, the main bank app. Okay, if you come down, you can see code analysis. So if you come down, you can see the person that edited it is by administrator. Then we come down straight to the table of content. About this, it tells us how the analysis will go, the quality gate status and all that. So if you come down to chapter 3, and you can see the other configuration, the configuration and every other thing. Then finally we come here to the status. So this is the graphical design, the visualization analysis status. We have the reliability A, security A, security review E, maintenance A, and quality gate status. Quality gate status is pass. If it's fail, it will show you here. And these are the metrics we use. Duplicate line, okay. Security this is okay. Everything we're showing you here. Metrics is also showing you here the percentage of the coverage, because duplicate line is 18%. Community secret is this one. You can see all this report, and then we can actually go deep to see other metrics range. We can see them here in case if you want to work on it. So that is actually then we can also see the graph, which is the chart. You can see the chart and see number of issues and how we are able to get it. And that's all for this, right? So guys, this is how we were able to perform SonarQube Quality Gate, the source code analysis. So if there is any issues in terms of if there is any issues with our code, we'll actually see it from this. You can just click here, you will see all the coverage issues and all that. If there are any issue, you can equally look at the code in question where we get the issue from. Look at duplicate lines. You can see these are kind of, let's say is this thing, so we can actually look at it. These are the code coverage. We can also review other part. You can also review other part inside of a maintenance rating. Duplications, you can look at the duplication is by 18%, and then we can look at this on this module. Okay, you can look at them and see where it's marked. These are the places it's marked. These are the errors it is saying uncovered. So these are the areas it's just uncovered. So these are things you need to share with your developers. They will correct it and the thing will reduce and you move ahead. All right, thank you guys, and this is actually what I want to show you guys about SonarQube and everything about SonarQube. So we are actually completed this, right? So if I have chance, I'll still work on another solution. Maybe the next one I'm going to work is OWASP, the OWASP, right? So I may be working on this. This is under DAS, right, for DevSecOps. All right, thank you guys, and do have a wonderful day, and actually do your research on this SonarQube. SonarQube is a wonderful tool for DevSecOps, guys, right? And if you are using it steady, your developers maybe are scared of you because you are actually showing them their mess. You are actually showing them their mess because developers are actually scared of seeing you implementing this in the environment, guys. And the owner of the company where you're working for will literally love you. I'm telling you, they will love you when you are giving them the review of the entire code. Remember, without the Jacoco, you will not have code review. All right, thank you guys, and do have a wonderful day. Bye.